Hello folks, I'm JDporkchop and welcome to another episode of Surviving Space Engineers. So in the last episode we built our drone miner. It is no longer a drone. I tried lots of different things, I moved lots of things around and it wasn't working. One of the main problems is when you get in it, you have that camera view. And I prefer to drive in like this, third person, because obviously the cockpit is quite restricting. So after just lots of different things, I gave up on it. And one other issue we had with it is that when it's fully laden, it really doesn't like going up hills. And we were digging at the bottom of the hill, and my base was at the top. So it really struggled to get up the hill. So, little sort of tip for future: build your base at the bottom of the hill and mine at the top. Now, leading into that, we have a new contraption. Our home base is 2 kilometers over there. The reason we're up on this hilltop is that iron. And so I've had a little idea that we're going to dig away this sort of hilltop with our miner, and if we shoot down here, we'll set a little barrier up, and we're going to eject the rocks. They're going to hit the barrier, they're going to then trundle down to here, and then that there is a collector. It's not turned on right now, which is why I was just testing it to make sure the rocks went where they were supposed to go. But as you can see, they should drop straight into that. The only thing is I'm worried that they'll get sort of stuck on this, but I think like the ones that come in behind it sort of knock them down. Then they will be collected down here into this cargo container, and I am 1 construction component short. Plus 5. Okay, I'll go get those in a second. That's annoying. Probably should have counted that before flying all the way back over here. So, I know this is like the 3rd place that we've set up some sort of camp over the last 3 episodes. But, I mean, we are always going to have to move around this area to find all the different resources. I still haven't found gold. But gold's not massively important. And to be honest, with this iron patch here, there might be some over there. We'll probably end up building some sort of refining place at the bottom of this hill, and that also means that we can start collecting the ice and start making hydrogen fuel, or just hydrogen. So, for this episode, we're going to do some mining. We're going to continue working on the sort of little collection facility. Maybe even continue expanding it out into some sort of processing facility. A couple of other things we might want to have to work on is the power situation. I'm just using these wind turbines at the moment, and they're okay. But like that base back there, I can't refine and produce stuff at the same time. So we either need to build more windmills, or with all this ice, we start building the new hydrogen engines. But they're very, very hungry. They eat through fuel really quickly. But I suppose now, are you going to work? That's the big question. Let's have a little look. So this is just a connector underneath it, and this is just a cargo container. And I've left this side clear so we can sort of build a pipe out down to a facility if we build it. So let's go in here, toggle what? This conveyor system. Now this should be working. It has power because that's giving it power. It's just dropping. Ah, there we go. Okay, so just needed like an update. Right, perfect. So now let's make sure we're lined up with it correctly. Get in the vehicle. Turn the brakes off. Now, where is that iron? Right, so the iron is right below us here. So if we sort of start digging the hillside away here, let's just see what's check behind us. Yes, that's going to be pretty much lined up perfect. So we'll turn our drills on. And it's already beginning to dig in. But what we'll do is, if you look on the hotbar, I've actually set the wheel settings so that I can sink my suspension down on the front two wheels. And now the drill head is pointing down into the earth. So we'll take the brakes off. And I think this is going to be quite a slow process, so we might not do all of this on camera, but just so you kind of get the idea. What I might also do is turn the spit out of the connector. And see where we go with that. The only thing is because there's it's not going to be pulling. It's only stuff that gets placed into that connector, so it'll only start doing it after the 3 cargo containers have filled up. That's not a problem, it just means any overflow is going to get spat out the back. Okay. I think it's just going to be a lot of back and forth, back and forth. Start off with at least. Once we've actually made headway and we're like now we can start actually digging into the ground. There we go. So now the 3 containers have filled up. It's going to start spitting out the back, which is exactly what we wanted to do. So let's just take what we'll do. We'll just put the parking brake on, jump out. Now this is the only thing: is it going to damage this? Because I obviously haven't put any. Perfect. I mean, it literally is working perfectly. Cool. I know other people have probably had this idea, but I've never actually mined like this before. This update has changed so much stuff that a lot of the ways I used to do things. I used to just basically build a big floating drill head and just dig straight down. And it would be uranium powered, you know, and you just dig it straight down. So with this update, that might be possible with hydrogen engines and I don't know, batteries and stuff. But I just feel like you'd spend half your time waiting for it to recharge. I don't know, I could be wrong. And that's going to be perfectly doable. You know, we'll probably build something like that once we have uranium. But now I think I'm going to bring the wheels up a little bit. Nope, that's the wrong button. Just because I don't want to go down too much of an issue angle. Okay. The rocks here are sort of like a red sandstone, like sort of kind of rocks you get at the Grand Canyon. And the iron is sort of the same reddy colour, so just got to keep eyes peeled for. Anyway, I think I'll probably cut it here. This is, you know, not massively interesting. Just going to keep digging away at the side of this hill until I hit some iron. And I will be back when that happens. So I have already dug a fairly deep hole. We haven't hit the iron yet, but if I pull up my thing, it should be, I mean it's literally just there, so we'll hit it in a second. But our cargo container down here has filled up. I actually had to there was rocks everywhere, so I had to empty them all out. And there were some problems with them sticking, so we have slightly redesigned it, and now it works absolutely fine. I dug a little bit of a sort of guiding trench, and then down into there. So, perfect. Now, seeing as we have all these rocks here, which is going to be a game changer, that we're just going to be able to have it drop straight into there and straight into refining, we are going to set up some basic... Should we push to get the... No. We're going to set up a few more basics, and then we're going to build an actual proper refinery area in the near future. Right, so I took a load of rocks back and grabbed all this stuff. Probably don't need that many of those. Grab that, grab that. Okay. So, I think the plan will be maybe have that there like that. Now, I really only just want the rocks going into this. I want the iron when we hit it to sort of go to its proper end location. Should I build both now? Yeah. So we'll try. Right, so I can grab some computers, some more steel plates. Actually, I probably don't have enough for 2. As many of those. There we go. So, let's just get this done. I really need the upgraded tools. Everything takes so long. One of the next sort of things that we're going to be doing is building a building like a welding bot thing for building these projects with. Right, so let's have a look here. How are we going to do this? Right, so we'll probably have the main line coming off. So let's get our connector tube, conveyor tube things. Put that. So we'll probably have like, that'll be the main line. Then we'll have a conveyor block there. And conveyor, these actually probably do a going back one. Inventory full. This is why you plan ahead, folks, so that you don't have these kind of problems. Right, so we are going to put that there. Let's just finish grinding that down. There you go. And the other one is going to go there. So let's have a look. We are going to have a conveyor there and a conveyor there, and then we're going to need a filter up there, which should be here. This sorter. That to be facing that way. Now I suspect we're not going to have enough power for all of this, so I might do. Additionally, can't have them too close to one another, otherwise they're like, I don't know, don't get as much power. That'll do. And then one of those. Just need girders. I think I brought some more girders with me. I did. Look at that for planning ahead. So that feels really precarious, trying to weld that up while it's spinning around. Trying to fix a blender while it's turned on. Right, now let's think about what they were glowing. Oh yeah, the layoff for that. I need to set up a way to recharge that soon as well. It's going to be a later episode. Okie dokie. Oh no, what about run out? Interior plates. Did I have any more? I'm going to have to run back. Yep, oh, okay. Let's just set up what we can set up. do the one for now. I think I can actually build the second tier of welders and miners and grinders. I might go and look into that. Yeah, because that does take a long time. Okay, so I might just handle some of this stuff in there, just to see if it's running. And then we're going to have a system in the back that is going to take the gravel and just dump it, because we don't need it. The gravel's going to come along, we'll build a pipe along here, and then we'll just dump it over this way. So I'll just dump it out that way, something like that. And then the good stuff we'll have put into a box here, and then for now, and then but in later it'll go back into this main tube, which is going to continue down. And what we'll do is we'll build probably where this green patch is here, build some sort of, or maybe even like down here, build our main proper refinery, and then that means that the ice is literally on our doorstep. Okay, so I am going to grab a few more resources. I'm going to finish all this off, and then what are we on? We're on about 20 minutes, so we can still fit one more thing into the episode. I'll be right back. And the sun's coming up, so we actually have a bit more light to see what we're doing. So I have finally hit the iron. I've mined all this out, and this new system of sort of just dumping it onto the hillside and collecting it down there is working out fantastic. I will show you how much stuff we have in just a second, but I just wanted to show you the hole that we have, and that's the iron. In all honesty, we already have so much iron that it doesn't even matter that there's an iron vein there. I'm sure that is going to be helpful in future. Right, so we've set all this up. All the rocks collecting that, get piped through as we go set up. It's all wired in, and now we are going to dump our gravel out this way. So let's just grab a connector and put here. There we go, and then in between we will put our pipe work, and that should be all that. Oh, now the other thing we'll have to do is put a filter in. I probably should have just put the filter there, but we will put it just behind it. Where is the filters? There we go. And just turn that around. There we go. And this is a very basic automated processing plant, and I think it's very much going to be, you know, build something temporary to sort of facilitate moving on to the next thing. And just show you in here all the stuff we have. So I haven't started putting the iron through the machine yet, but we already have 8,000. So that's just from rocks. There's 8,000 there. There's another 8,000 there. So, like I said, you know, that's just from the rocks. I haven't all the iron I've kept. That's just from digging that out. I keep my ejector on eject and just spit it out down the hillside, and you know, 16,000 iron. That's, I mean, that, at this stage of the game, that's fantastic with just one little buggy. So if you're doing your own playthrough, I really advise going with that system. I keep getting sidetracked. I need plates, I need more of those, I need probably some more pipes, yeah. Oh, and some computers. Go. Let's get this finished up. And then I think we have about 10 minutes left. So we will start working on something new. What that thing is, we have a couple of options. Sometime in the very near future, I want to build a little drone, and I always build the same little design in all my playthroughs of this game. Although not having uranium might make it... well, I'll have a look, see if it's still going to work. But it is a little drone with a welder on the front. What did I come over here for? More construction parts. Probably just grab a few more bits. Let's probably put a few pipes. Oh no, I haven't connected the assembler up yet. Oh, I had. Oh, I hadn't. Well, I'll finish that last little bit with the pipes later. There's not a huge amount of gravel in there yet because I was taking it out by hand. There should be some gravel sort of down there. Yeah, there you go. It just creates so much of it, and it just clogs everything up. So make sure you have a gravel thrower router attached to your system. Right, so that's that all done. Well, I tell you what we'll do, we'll set up the assembler. That's what we'll do next. For like the 4th time. I've still got that little base over there, but I think we're probably not going to do much more building over there. I know that means we've had 3 separate bases, but you know, that's how things go. Right, so let's think about this. It's only... do you know, we probably have the materials to build a proper assembler. Do we? Yeah, we can build all that stuff. Okay. So that's what we're going to do, if I can find the right buttons. I'm going to put that there. It doesn't really matter about not being able to fit the upgrades on it, because they take, like, expensive stuff, and we're not going to bother. Now, I need... oh, no, I've already got it. Number 5. There we go. Put that there. Get this welded up, and then that is the top tier. So, well, it's only 2 tiers. There's the basic and the standard. So that's us all up on the assembler. The refineries, the proper ones, they will be a little bit longer. They are super expensive. I think they're like 1,500 plates alone before you start adding in other stuff. We are not going to have enough stuff to build this, and I may have mucked this up. It's alright, I will fix it off camera. So I need 3 rotors, display, need to get another cargo bay over there because this is getting tiresome. Yeah, so I don't have all the stuff, so I'm probably actually going to have to tear that down, build the parts. Never thinking ahead. Well, actually, do you know what I do? I'll probably just go break something else. What is it we need? Just a display and computers. There might be more. Some more computers in there? No. Yes. No. Well, that is a real pain in the behind. That is what happens when you don't plan ahead. So I'm going to leave that as it is. And we are going to... well, I kind of need that to move on to the next thing, don't I? Okay, give me 2 minutes. I will be back again. So I flew over there, and we are all set up. I also grabbed the tiny bit of cobalt that we have, and made some more of those grids, and stuck a cargo container on the end. Those things. So as you can see, we now have lots more options in our assembler. Now the problem being is that that basic refinery, those things there, will not refine gold, silver, platinum, uranium, missing something. Maybe I'm not. I think they will do silicon, iron, nickel. So we're going to have to start work on the new kind of refining area. Now I'm thinking that with this mine up here, if we build something sort of jutting out into the lake, into the ice lake, sort of from the rock line there, just around here a little bit, then that would look pretty smart. I'm not sure yet. I'm sort of juggling a couple of ideas. The other one was to sort of recess it into this cliff, but I think that'll end up kind of looking ugly. I warn you now, I am an engineer, not a designer, so everything I make, nothing really looks that pretty. I will try. I'm just not very good at it. I was a person who played Minecraft and whose house always looked like just a block. I actually generally tend to build underground because of that. Right, the last thing we need to do is set up our gravel extractor. So, just hit this and we will go into control panel. So the first, let's have a look. Right, the first sorter, which is back over that way, is set to just let stone through. Oh yeah, I was trying to stop all the iron going through because I'm going to connect another one here that's going to go out that way. And see, now I don't like that because that means that this cargo container is going to fill up where I need to run over stone. Well, in all honesty, it doesn't matter because I'm probably not going to do much more mining for quite a while. So let's just hit that, go back into the control panel. The second sorter, we want to whitelist, and it needs to be gravel. So gravel, there it is, add that. And we want to put drain all, and then we need to go to the connector, and we need to put it to throw out. If we go over there now, it is throwing all the gravel away. Now we are going to need, that isn't gravel. That's everything, stop! Oh my god! What have I done? Connector. Oh, I'll tell you what that might have been. That might have just been like residual stuff in it from when I built it. My cat just picks the most irritating times to... Right, I'm going to go deal with my cat, and I'm going to tidy up this mess and get ready for the next episodes. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed... Why are you doing this? Oh, I'm going to turn it off. Turn it off. I thought it was residual, but it's not. I've messed something up. Off. So it's all my iron just lying on the hillside. I'm going to sort this out, and nothing ever goes right for me. Yeah, I'm going to sort this out and figure out what I did wrong, and thank you all for watching. I'm just going to put this back in, it's just going to... Why are you doing that? Stop! Production. Control. Sorter. Right, turn that off as well. I keep trying to close out and I'm like losing all my stuff. Right, so for the third and final time, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you have, and I will see you in the next episode.